Koi. 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 The sound echoed through the empty hallway. Every student in St. Augustine Boarding School knew that sound. It was the sound of high heels clicking against the floor. The sound of death. The legend of Madame Koi Koi had been told for generations. They said she was once a beautiful teacher, who wore bright red heels and loved being admired. One terrible night, she was involved in a mysterious accident and died on the school grounds. But she never truly left. Now, whenever students heard the clicking of red heels after midnight, someone would disappear before sunrise. Most students believed it was just a scary story, until the night David heard the footsteps outside dormitory B. Koi, koi, koi. The sound grew louder, closer, then suddenly, it stopped directly outside his door. A cold voice whispered, "David." His blood froze, because he had never told anyone his name. The next morning, David looked terrible. His eyes were swollen, his hands trembled, his roommates demanded answers. Slowly, he told them everything. The footsteps, the whisper, the voice calling his name. Everyone laughed. Everyone except Chinedu, because Chinedu had seen something too. The previous night, while returning from the toilet, he had seen a tall woman standing at the end of the corridor. She wore a long red dress and bright red heels. Her face was hidden in darkness. The boys tried convincing themselves it was a prank, until they discovered something horrifying. Fresh red footprints stretched across the hallway floor, but there had been no rain, no paint, no explanation. Then they noticed something else. The footprints ended at room 13, David's room. That night, one of the footprints appeared inside the room itself. Fear spread across the entire school. Students refused to leave their dormitories after sunset. Teachers insisted there was nothing to worry about, but David wanted answers. Together with Chinedu and a brave girl named Amara, they sneaked into the principal's office. Inside an old cabinet, they found a dusty file marked "Confidential." The file contained newspaper clippings from 20 years earlier. A teacher named Madame Grace had worked at the school. Students nicknamed her Madame Koi Koi because of the sound her red heels made while walking. One evening, she accused a group of students of cheating. The students became furious. What happened next was never officially recorded, but Madame Grace disappeared. Her body was never found. The final page of the file contained a handwritten note. "She did not leave. She is waiting." Suddenly, the office lights went out. Koi, koi, koi. The footsteps had returned, and they were inside the building. The entire school woke up to screams. A student named Emeka had vanished. His bed was empty. His window was locked from the inside. The only thing left behind was a single red heel. Panic erupted. Parents rushed to collect their children, but before anyone could leave, a violent storm surrounded the school. Roads became flooded. Phones stopped working. It was as if something wanted everyone trapped. That night, Amara discovered a hidden underground tunnel beneath the oldest classroom. The tunnel led to a forgotten chamber. Inside was a shocking secret: human bones, old school uniforms, and a rusted badge belonging to Madame Grace. Suddenly a voice echoed from the darkness. "You finally found me." A woman stepped forward. Her eyes glowed red. Her heels clicked against the stone floor. Koi, koi, koi. Madame Koi Koi was standing right in front of them. David, Amara, and Chinedu ran for their lives. But Madame Koi Koi followed, slowly, patiently. Koi, koi, koi. The sound echoed through the tunnel. Then Madame Koi Koi revealed the truth. Years ago, a group of students attacked her and buried her beneath the school. The school management covered up the crime to protect its reputation. Her spirit had remained trapped ever since, seeking justice, seeking revenge. The hidden chamber contained her remains. The friends realized what they had to do. As the storm raged above, they carried her bones out of the tunnel and buried them properly. For a moment, silence filled the air. Madame Koi Koi appeared one final time. The anger in her eyes faded. A small smile crossed her face. Then she vanished. The storm stopped. The missing students returned. Everything seemed normal again. Until years later, a new boarding school opened hundreds of miles away. On the first night, a student walking alone heard an unfamiliar sound in the corridor. Koi, koi, koi. The boy turned around and saw a woman in red heels smiling at him from the darkness.